I want to tell you about a room inside an Amazon warehouse. You'll never see it. Most people who work at Amazon have never seen it. It's just a corner of the warehouse taped off on the floor. And on that tape, in plain black letters, it says one word: destroy. That room exists in almost every Amazon fulfillment center on the planet. And there is a very good chance that something you returned is in one right now. Here's what got me obsessed with this. Last year, Americans returned 3.5 billion products, not 3.5 million billion. That's roughly 10 returns for every single person living in the United States. And of all those returns, only 20% were actually broken or defective, which means 80% of everything that got sent back was perfectly fine. Someone just changed their mind, didn't like the color, ordered the wrong size, bought it, tried it on, decided no, and sent it back. And here's where it gets interesting. What do you think Amazon does with all of that? Because I assumed, and I think most people assume, that it goes back on the shelf. Someone else buys it, the cycle continues. Clean, efficient, sorted. That's not what happens. Processing a return costs Amazon more than shipping the original order. It has to be driven back to a return center, unpacked by a human, inspected, repacked, rerouted. That process takes 2 to 3 times longer than initially shipping the item. And for a product that costs $12 to make and $8 to ship, spending another $10 to $15 to process the return and restock, it doesn't make financial sense. So Amazon has to make a decision on every single returned item. And that decision tree is more complicated and more brutal than anything they'll ever put in a press release. The conversation. If the item passes inspection, good condition, original packaging, no obvious damage, it goes back into Amazon warehouse, sold at a discount. You've probably seen this. Used like new. That's your return. Someone else's perfectly fine purchase, now marked down 30% and sitting in a digital pile. If it doesn't pass, that's when it gets dark. A huge volume of goods go to liquidation outlets, businesses that auction off pallets of random goods. This is an entire industry most people have no idea exists. You can go online right now and buy a pallet of Amazon returns, literally. A wooden pallet, shrink-wrapped, full of random items that people sent back. Blow dryers next to board games, HDMI cables next to dog toys, kitchen gadgets nobody wanted. You buy the whole pallet for a few $100s, and whatever's inside is yours to resell, keep, or throw away. There are people on YouTube making entire careers doing exactly this. They call themselves Amazon Return Hustlers. They film themselves opening pallets like it's Christmas morning. And sometimes they find something worth £400 inside a pallet they paid £150 for. And sometimes they find absolute rubbish. Yahoo! Amazon claims no items are sent to landfills, though it has been caught doing exactly that. And they are working toward a goal of zero product disposal. The company uses energy recovery as a last resort, which is a fancy way of saying they burn it. How to geek. And then there's the destroy room. A whistleblower from an Amazon warehouse in Dunfermline, Scotland, provided evidence that Amazon marked over 120,000 items for destruction every single week. Some weeks that number went up to 200,000. The marked items were placed in what they called the destruction zone and taken to landfill or incineration. In the same week, that same warehouse donated 28,000 items to charity, less than a quarter of what it destroyed. Ethical consumer Amazon's head of UK operations was asked about this on camera. He said the number of items destroyed was, and I'm not making this up, extremely small. 120,000 items a week, one warehouse, extremely small. Now multiply that across every Amazon warehouse in every country. Returns generated £9.8 billion of landfill waste in 2024 alone. That's the weight of roughly 65,000 Boeing 747s every year from people changing their minds about things they ordered online. CNBC, and here's what I keep coming back to. Amazon didn't create this problem. They created the conditions for it. Free returns, no questions asked, refund in 2 hours. That policy made returning something feel like it had zero consequences, like the item just vanished back into the cloud. Poof, gone, sorted. Amazon made returns feel consequence-free because consequence-free returns make you buy more. That's the whole point. You buy more knowing you can return it. You return more because you bought more. And somewhere in a warehouse in Scotland, a man is walking past a taped-off corner of the floor and placing your perfectly good headphones in a box marked Destroy. There are 9.8 billion pounds of those boxes every year. Anyway, subscribe if you want more of this.